Okay, let's go. How are we doing on this cold, windy? Man, it's like 25-mile-an-hour winds again, but it's 33 degrees, so it's nice and warm. Yeah. So, yeah, what is it? It's Thursday. There's no hockey again today, so that's good. What we have last night in the NHL, not a whole lot yesterday. The Devils beat the Kraken in overtime, so they get 2 points. The Sens beat the Rangers 8-4. Jeez, the Rangers goaltending is in rough shape without Shesterkin. The Sabres beat the Flyers 5-2, and the Knights beat the Kings in overtime 3-2, putting us in the same spot, just slip sliding away. Now we're not playing, and we have some games in hand here or there. Wild card currently is being held by the Sabres and Bruins today, with the Penguins. No, the Leafs at 53, the Penguins, Flyers at 52, the Panthers at 51, the Devils at 50. And there go the Rangers to the bottom of the conference with 46 points. Yeah, so it's possible. We've been talking about who may be sellers. If Shesterkin's going to be out for any more length of time, the Rangers may end up being sellers. So, how are we doing? Let's head over to the chat. Colin, good to see you. The Finns will conduct interviews with a few of their top candidates today. Jesse Minter, the Chargers defensive coordinator, and Robert Saleh, the 49ers defensive coordinator. Wouldn't it be funny if after we got rid of Adam Gase and then the Jets hired him and we said, ha, wouldn't it be something if we returned the favor and hired Saleh? Not a huge fan of going after ex-Jet coaches, but it is what it is. Hey, Trent. Stolar is coming back for the Leafs. I said we had no money, but what do you think the biggest need for us at the trade deadline is? I hate to say depends, but depends. 4C, obviously, but we don't know how Schwindt's going to look. Cunning's been okay. Where's Nosek at in his rehab? And then in terms of solidifying the bottom pair on defense, Kulikov, can we upgrade over Petrie or Balinskis? Maybe, but we're having to move guys around and do all sorts of odd accounting just to fit Chucky back on the roster. So I don't suppose anybody's coming in without money going back out that way. With Vilmanis playing well, it could be possible that we may be thinking about moving on from Bohlquist to clear up some cap space. Don't quote me on that. It's just a feeling I have. There's nothing. Not saying I want to do it, but at some point we may have to make some kind of moves. Shines, how you doing? I know. The division is absurd, man. Hey, JC. David says the Finns managed to screw the pooch again. Good morning, David. So, what are we up to, like 11 coaching candidates? The Dolphins left me a voicemail. I haven't played it yet, but I assume they're asking me to interview. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. Hey, Colin. It went well. The stream yesterday went well. We just did a short half hour. Technically, things went pretty much okay. So probably next week we'll start doing that, at least during one of the intermissions. So Trent, you said you put us at less than 50% chance of making the playoffs. Unfortunately, I don't know. Oh, it was your birthday, Colin. Oh, geez, I didn't see that. Happy birthday. I didn't finish reading your comment, and I saw David wishing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Colin. So what is that? Are you 16 or 61? One of those two. One of those two. At 16, you got your whole life ahead of you. At 61, you're almost done. I just made that up. Yeah, Harbaugh to the Giants. Yeah. I know, David. We're stuck. We're stuck with it. Hey, Derek, how you doing? Going to be in the 40s there tonight. Just tragic. Hey, scientists. Yeah, they're going to the White House today. Now, I saw Maurice's comments about Kachuk, and I guess it's not necessarily up to the doctors anymore. The way that Maurice put it was basically it's up to Kachuk when he feels ready. Yesterday was really the first time he was able to get physical at all on the ice. And so I would suspect that it's going a little bit slower than they thought it would, for sure. But they're being extra safe. Maurice said that he wants to make sure that he can come back and stay back. And they were going to kind of assess how he felt after yesterday's practice. But what I would almost guarantee is that he won't be back on Friday, because if he's still, not 100% perfectly ready to get back out there on a regular basis, I got something in my eye. If he's not ready to get out there on a regular basis, then certainly they're not going to start him on the first of a back-to-back. So, yeah, for any of you betting people, I would put all your money on Kachuk not being there on Friday, and then don't blame me when it goes wrong. You're 24, Colin. I remember 24. Yeah. 24 is so young that I still wouldn't mind being 42. You see what I'm saying? Like 24 is a good age. Your brain is almost developed, and you have the ability to do physically, the ability to do the things that you want to do. Do them. Do them all. You won't regret a damn thing. Just ask David. Hey, Simon, how you doing? We had fun last night. We had fun. I think we ended up with 9 people playing, something like that. So Kyle really had some pretty intricate trivia questions, but we had a good time. David says, I'll gladly take 48 again. Yep, ain't that the truth? Hungry says, since they're visiting the White House today, are we going to get another unhinged article from The Guardian? Probably. David says to me, sound like old people, Jaws. I feel like old people. Like when it's warm, dude, what am I? I'm 54. When it's warm, I still feel like I can do pretty much everything I could do in my early 40s. But when it's cold like this, man, I feel 80 years old. Yeah, Craig says, plus we need to pick a team not to target Chucky. Maybe the Sharks game, eh? Maybe that home game against the Sharks would be right on time. Maybe that's the day. Mike says, I was in jail when I was 24. I got drunk and got into a fight with a cop. Oy vey. Oy. That's less than fantastic. I saw that, scientist. He says, Gregor's still practicing with the team, so not in Carolina as of yet. I don't understand. He cleared waivers. So how can he practice with the team if he cleared waivers? I don't understand that. But I saw that as well. I mean, guys are going to have to go when Chucky comes back. Guys are going to have to get moved somehow. Hungry says, I wanted to join last night, but completely forgot too many things were happening at the same time. I get you. I'm going to be live tonight, 6 o'clock on the men's channel. I created a post about it. So it's going to be a good show. Wouldn't say I'm changing directions with that channel. I'm just decided to embrace certain subjects rather than hide from them. We'll put it that way. But that's on that channel, not here. On here, I still have no idea about anything that happens in the world ever. But on the other channel, I might know a couple of things. Hey, Mr. Vids, how you doing? Simon, we're gonna start doing it next week during the game streams. We'll have 3 questions, and so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some sort of cumulative thing where, like, instead of having a prize for each individual contest for each individual game, we're going to keep track of score so that people are motivated to play over time. And then I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have like a weekly prize and a monthly prize, something like that. I'll get that all situated. David says, yeah, 24 was 32 years ago. I don't give life advice, but often I tell a 24-year-old me to stop drinking and seek Jesus sooner. The 24-year-old me would have told me to F off, but it is what it is. Yeah, you got to find your stuff when you've had enough experience of whatever it is and you have your enough moment, then that's when it happens, right? We all learn the same way. We all learn the same way, right? Nobody can tell us anything when we're young. And then eventually we experience life and we go, oh, okay, that's what Dad was talking about. David says, I thought the trivia was a bit too specific, but a few people got it right, so probably just me. I mean, there was a couple in there, like, that, like the total. What's funny is the one question that he asked about the goals for and against for the Panthers in that inaugural season. I knew the answer because I had been doing some research earlier in the summer, in the off season, and I remembered it. But yeah, some of the questions were more of just a guess. I suppose that during the games when there's only 3 questions, it'll be a little bit easier to come up with stuff that's not as numerically specific like that. Gotcha, Mr. Vids. Yeah, I hear you. Some better prizes, possibly. Yeah, we have to have like a cumulative stuff, a cumulative thing. Yeah, we'll work on that. Yeah, exactly, Craig. JC, yeah, no, I know, right? The shipping cost. I couldn't do 3 prizes every game because that cost me, $20 at least, depending on where it's going to go. JC, I know, man, the shipping costs have been, it's so stupid now. I mean, at least when I sell something through eBay, I get either between like 40 to 70% off of the shipping rates, depending on what it is. Hey, Goat Slayer, how you doing, bud? It's a very fun game to be implemented for intermission chat interaction. I got that goals question off by the 10 by the 10 goal different answer. Gotcha. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It's in the box. The box I have for y'all is less than 10 pounds, and they quoted you $70. The post office? $70? That's wild, JC. That's crazy. We'll have to talk about that. I don't want you spending that. That's wild, man. But I mean, I know some of the stuff I've had to send my parents have been like $20. But yeah, the shipping costs have been crazy. Unless it's a size thing. Is your problem size, JC? Is that what the problem is? Because I know we've had that discussion off camera before about your problem with size. So, yeah, David, what's in the box? What's in the box? Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt. You alive, Kyle? Yeah. Are we going or are you not going? Just let me know so I know what I'm doing.
At the moment, I think I'm still up for it.
At the moment, you think you're still up for it. Okay. All right, then. Make sure you eat. Okay. Supposed to take them to the gym. So, yay, Jameson. Yeah, where are you shipping that thing to? Easily Pitt's best movie. There's been a few of his that I've liked. Yeah. Hey, Hungry. All right, let me are you going to email it to me? Do I have my email open? Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know when you've sent it. Yeah, real. I'm fine. I didn't want Harbaugh anyway, to be honestly. It's about 6 inches in height. The box is a couple of jerseys, one for a call, not for giveaway. Some 8x10 picks. You figure my rings. Jeez, man. And it's 70. That's crazy. Were you trying to send it post office? Maybe I can figure out something like maybe I could figure out. I'll figure something out. Maybe I can get a discounted label through eBay if we work something out. Let me think about that, JC, because that's ridiculous. All right, Hungry, shipping from Dallas to Maryland. That's crazy. Let me see what we got here. This is big. Every Big Four franchise grouped together based on how many playoff wins they have since 2000. I'm not understanding. Big Four teams. Oh, I see what it is. Where the hell are the Panthers? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, since 2000, though. So, okay, let me share that. That's pretty interesting. Hold on a second. Let me come back over here. Best team per league. Yeah, here we go. So this is something Hungry just shared with us. Said this is from DraftKings. Every Big Four franchise grouped together based on how many playoff wins they have since 2000. So yeah, Patriots, Celtics, and Yankees are there, and of course, so Tampa is number one there in hockey. Then followed by the Penguins, the Avs, the Bruins, the Sharks. Wow, you wouldn't have expected that. Here's the Canes at 9. You got to come all the way to 23 to find the Panthers. And we're only above the Mammoth, the Jets, the Sabres, the Wild, the Flames, the Islanders, and the Preds. All the animal teams are at the bottom here. All the animal teams are at the bottom. Well, the Sharks, no, there's Canucks. Where the Sharks are at number 5. That's crazy. Yeah, because since 2000, right? And it's only been so recent that we've been even decent. I can click on it to. I think I did. I think that is. No, here we go. Okay, yeah. Oh, here I didn't even see down here. I didn't even see 31 and 32. Oh my God. So that's the Dolphins and the Jackets, and then the Browns and is that the Kraken? Yeah. No, excuse me, Mariners. Right? The Mariners and the Kraken logo are almost identical, right? But the Kraken won a couple of. Is that I'm trying to see where. There's the Marlins at 25. That's crazy, man. And then Tampa's at 1. I can't believe we're at 23. Jeez. Come back over here to the chat. I missed the chat. Yeah, the basement column, right? Yeah. Two championships aren't worth much. The Marlins are down. Yeah, that's crazy. Exactly, David. I know. Jameson says, don't forget how dominant the Sharks became after the Thornton trade. Yeah, they just never finished the job. David, I know. He says, newer fans will have a tough time believing it, but we're really, really bad for a long, long time. The Browns at least have a playoff win this century, unlike the Dolphins. Did we not win one? Hold on. I thought we had won a game. I thought, yeah, we did. December 30th, 2000. That was the Lamar Thomas game where he rushed for 209 rushing yards. That was with Wannstedt. We did win that one game. That was with Wannstedt and Fiedler. And that's the last one we won, though. Yeah, 2000 barely counts. I know, but it's still. What was the last time the Yankees won a championship? Somebody will know that. Well, I know we beat them. Have they won? Have they won since we beat them? Mike, I'm just saying. It's been this we may at some point need to clarify that we won in 2000 because we may not win a damn playoff game the whole damn century. We're a quarter of the way through. Hungy says, want to laugh. The Yankees have, at number 1, have the same amount of championships as the number 25 Marlins. Yeah, it should have been prorated, right? It should have been point. Like you get a certain number of points for a certain number of playoff wins and whatnot. Now the Lightning would obviously still probably be there at number 1, I would suspect. Is the White House visit going to be live? I'm not sure. All right, I'll stop sharing this. Yeah, I'm not. I know last year we got all the we saw the highlights and then everybody made a big deal out of it and all of that. That's good. That's fine. They got to have something to talk about these days. There's nothing else going on in the world. Yeah, the Heat probably should have been above the Lakers. So what do we got tonight? Let's see. There's a lot of games tonight. Sharks, Capitals. Go Sharks. Flyers, Penguins. Either way, we're screwed. Canucks, Blue Jackets, Canadiens, Sabres. Damn it. Damn it. This is the problem. Jets, Wild, Kraken, Bruins. Go Kraken. Flames, Blackhawks, Stars, Mammoth, Islanders, Oilers, and Maple Leafs, and the Golden Knights. So Toronto's got to play Vegas tonight. So go Vegas. And in terms of the Canadiens and the Sabres, I guess go Montreal. Damn it. I don't know, man. Do you want to be further behind the Sabres or further behind the Canadiens? I guess the best we can hope for in that game is just not getting into overtime. Right? The Canucks about to go 0 for 7 on their Eastern road trip. Are you guys going to start selling, Jameson? You guys got any players you can give us for free? You have to cover their entire salary. So you have to petition to the league so that you're allowed to cover their entire salary. And you can't get any good players in return. You got anybody? And we only need them for like the next couple of months too, by the way. Then you guys can have them back. Yeah, the Sabres and Sens both won yesterday. Yeah, no, I know. We're the Sens now are only 2 points away from us. But look, we haven't played, right? It looks bad because we haven't played. Okay, well, we'll cope that way. Okay. We're 9 points out of second place with 3 games in hand. Well, we'll cope that way. Jeez, what a disaster. I still say they're going to make the playoffs, though. I don't think we're going to miss. Chucky's not going to let us miss the playoffs. There's no way that dude just did all that rehabbing and he's going to let us make the playoffs or miss the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. Real says, I hope the Vegas game ends 1-0 with Marner getting the goal. Scientist, the Checkers scored 16 goals in their last 2 games. Yeesh. Oh, it's Kyle outside. Trent says, I have a feeling one of the teams ahead of us will go on a slump after the break. How about if they all go on a slump? When's the what's the trade? When is the NHL pre-Olympic trade deadline? I know that during also I guess February 4th was already it. No, we're not in February yet, Joss. We're still in January. Jesus. So February 4th is when the Olympic roster freeze starts. And then they come back, and then it's March 6th. So the geez, they're only going to have, there's not that much time left. I suspect that you might see more movement before the freeze than after. I says Tampa saw us win 2 in a row and motivated them to win another cup. I don't even think you're wrong, and we talked about it. They're probably sensing that their window was closing, but at the same point, they know how their bodies felt after 3 straight runs to the finals. So they probably are looking at it from a perspective of if they can play well enough, they can, overcome us because we're probably half injured and exhausted, right? Stop it, Real. We're not trading Mackey. We're not trading Mackey. Hungry says the Hawks affiliate, the Iron Hounds, is releasing a 1920s cartoon-inspired jersey for Retro Night. Hogs? Okay. 1920s cartoon-inspired jersey for that should be pretty cool. I'm still not going to admit that the Winter Classic jersey grew on me. Sorry. It's all right. If they would have played better in the game itself, it probably would have been better. Yeah, I says keep the cup in Florida. Yeah, no, Tampa's team is older than our team, but I still feel like in terms of what they were saying about motivation, if they feel like we're going to be, taking a dip, they're not wrong. Half the team is injured, right? I guess what I mean is they're motivated, for it to be like their last possibility to get one. I hope you're right, Skylar. No doubt there. Oh, I understand that, David. I'm just talking about it from the Lightning's perspective. That's all. Oh, here we go, Vincent. uh, Scotty says we beat the Avs with their Winter Classic jersey. Yeah, and yeah. I know. I just wish we would have won the actual Winter Classic, right? Yeah, I saw that real Leafs fan. Hey, look, they got up for the game against the Avs, and then not a big surprise to what happened. Davey says we destroyed Tampa healthy 2 years straight and would again if we weren't injured. Trent says I have a feeling we still have the hungry more than the Lightning. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I doubt that. I'm just talking about, but those, believe it or not, I guarantee you, none of the guys in the Lightning locker room are sitting there going, we should probably just not really try because Florida will kick our ass. I'm just talking about it from their perspective. You know what I mean? Colin, you think it'll be Saturday or Monday? I think Monday. I think the home game at this point, if he's still trying to see how he feels after a practice, and yesterday was the first time he was really able to get physical at all. Monday, that sounds to me like at this point he was like, you know what, we may as well just have my comeback be while we're at home. Mike says Mackey has potential, but right now potential isn't working for us. 18 points, 4 of them are goals. Vincent says Jaws not only has Lyme, he also has Torontovitis. 2 Cups merchant. Stop living in the past. I don't understand. I'm also got no brains apparently. That one I don't understand. In order to bring in Chucky, the Panthers need to clear up $1.92 million in cap space. Well, some of that's going to happen with guys being sent back to the AHL. Hey, Jake, failed Jones. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Now, in terms of clearing the cap space, there was an article that, hold on, let me see if I can find this. George Richards put out an article last week. Let me see. And I read it. Let me see. Is this the one? Let me see. I want to. He wrote something. I want to see if this is the one. Yeah, this is it. So he's talking about he's talking about when we placed Gregor on waivers, but apparently he's still practicing with the team. So I don't know what that is. Marie said Boschman and Kachuk, blah blah blah. Said clearing the $775 contract of Gregor will not be enough. It says per Puckpedia, Panthers are currently $1.1 million under the salary cap. When Chucky comes off LTIR, so does the $3.8 million cap exemption. So the Panthers are 2.7 over when Kachuk is accounted for. Gregor going to AHL clears up some of that. They could also put Schwint, Gadjevich, retroactively on LTIR. That would free up 1.6, but Schwint is practicing, so that's not going to happen either. They could put Jones on LTIR, and that would cover things right now if you put Jones on LTIR, because you can do that retroactively. And that would mean he's not eligible to return until January 29th against the St. Louis Blues. And then, of course, we've called up Vilmanis. Now we can still make some space by sending Bornfoot back down. That's another one. Mick says the thing is we need to either send back 3 775 players or 1 and Bulquist, right? Lax says not understanding how we need to make room for cap space for Tkachuk when Barkov is out. Yeah, because you only get the prorated salary cap now. You don't get the whole cap relief. Right. Hey, Run with Kings. Vincent says, I think Jones back and Schwint back. They're going to roll with a 22-man roster. Well, that's what they're going to have to do. Unless they move Bulquist. Really, that's really the only thing that you can really genuinely do. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I agree with Vincent. They're just going to roll with the minimum amount of guys and be done. Scientist says, I don't know why they didn't put Jones on LTIR instead of IR. I don't know either. I suppose maybe waiting to do that. I guess because he wouldn't be able to come back till January 29th. So maybe there was a chance they thought he'd come back earlier. And if somebody else were to get hurt that really needed LTIR, then you wouldn't, be able to move Jones back off of it. I'm sure there's some kind of funky reason. It's really just, it's going to be like this, right? Mike says, we know Matthew and Brad will be back Friday. Brad was still in a non-contact jersey yesterday, so I don't think so. And in terms of Tkachuk, what Maurice said was that it's up to him and how he feels after the practices. And I seriously doubt they're going to bring Chucky back when it's the first game of a back-to-back. So to me, I think there's almost no chance of him playing Friday because we got to play Saturday as well. And if they're still waiting to see how he recovers after a practice, I highly doubt they're going to throw him out there in a back-to-back. David says, it's sad but expected. NHL powers that be consistently do whatever they can to stop the Cats, but only injuries can do that. Same scumbags who swore to uplift the NHL will happily kill it after their team isn't winning. Al says Vancouver is having a fire sale. Well, Vancouver will what did I say? Did I say the Wild? Vancouver is having a fire sale. Will Zito bite? I don't know. Like we don't even have room for the guys we have. As you guys see from this conversation, we don't even have space for the guys that we have. Vincent, yeah, LTIR is 10 games or 24 days. No, real, I didn't see that. Sordiff was hurt. Damn it, I didn't see that. Yeah. It's a lot of condensed scheduling, scientists, for sure. Do I think the games will be more entertaining that way, Simon? There may be some more mistakes that are made. You know what I mean? It may be a situation where if guys aren't immediately used to the size of the rink, that there might be some mistakes that happen. No, David, I hear what you're saying, man. Yeah, and then Point is injured now, so Bennett might go. So that's a whole nother thing. Now the other, because I do believe, let me go to the cap here. Let's see, where is... So this is weird. This is different than from yesterday, saying the current cap space is 237. Yeah, so Gregor cleared waivers. Says Gregor cleared waivers, but I guess he's still with the team. It's so strange. And Schwint could be back any day. And so we can send, because what do we need? When Chucky comes back, you've got Lundell, Luosterainen, Reinhardt, Bennett, Kachuk, Samoskevich, Rodriguez with Marchand and Vilmanis, or am I missing somebody? I'm sure I'm missing somebody there. So you can send Studnicka and Gregor. That's 1.5. You can send Studnicka down, Gregor down. And don't forget, we talked about this yesterday, that Samoskevich is waivers exempt. Samoskevich is waivers exempt, which is another reason why I think we wouldn't need to trade him if we wanted to do anything, because you could technically just send him back down to the AHL. And you see what I'm saying? Like, that's another reason why you got to have guys like that, the guys that you can move back and forth. I don't know if they would do it or not, but it's within the realm of possibility. Gregory, well, I mean, I'm only going by they've got Greg in terms of Puckpedia. They've got Gregor still on the roster here. But you could still send Studnicka back. You can put Gadjevich on LTIR, and that would save you some money temporarily. But I think most likely what they're going to do right now is just put Jones on LTIR, and that'll fix the problem right now. You know, you can send Sabrango, or not Sabrango, you can send Bornfoot back down. That will clear some space. And then, of course, that's still going to, we're still going to be in a position when Jones comes back of, okay, so now what do we do? But in the meantime, you never know if somebody gets hurt. Not that we want anybody to get hurt, but you never want to get rid of players to clear cap space if you don't have to. And so for now, you probably just put Jones on LTIR, and then if nobody gets hurt in between then and the time he comes back, then you might have to make a decision. But I think you just drag that out as long as you possibly can. Hey, Jason says, I do think Chucky saw the Jones injury and thought twice about coming back too soon, early before the Olympics. I hope I'm wrong, but it seems like he's buying time to return. It's another way to look at it. Yeah. Hey, Olechka. Chucky's too busy with the podcast. Let the king do his thing. Vincent, yeah, he's got another 40. Yeah, he's waiver exempt. So, I don't want to see him go down, but if we did get into a pickle, we can do that. We don't have to lose him. You know what I mean? It's an option. Greg says Chucky wants first game to be a home game. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, the Sharks. Yeah, that would make sense. Chucky's first game will be during the University of Miami championship game. Exactly, Vincent. Both a pickle and a pickle. Scientist says Boquist is 1.5, but sending him down won't clear his whole contract, only up to the Berry limit, which is 1.15. That's plus Vilmanis equals 1.925, exactly what we need. Huh. Very interesting. So, yeah, and we could just send Vilmanis down. I wonder if Boquist would clear, right? At 1.5, he'd probably clear. You hate to take the chance to lose him, but he'd probably clear. I don't know, it's a whole ass guarantee, though. Yeah, that's another way you could do it, Scientist. I'm sure Zito has all this figured out, or Studnicka. Yeah, now Studs would probably end up down, right? I mean, he'd clear. Because there's only so much money, only so many roster spots that you're going to be able to have. Once Chucky comes back. So if you've got, Bennett with Kachuk and Verhaeghe, and then Lundell, Lusterine, and Reinhart, that's still leaving you with Rodriguez, Samoskevich, Marchand, and then your fourth line. If your fourth line is Schwent with Greer and either Cunnin or Gadjevich, then you don't need Gregor, you don't need Studnicka. Nosik's already on LTIR. And you can just send Vilmanis down, because Vilmanis makes $855, so he makes even more than Greer. That's interesting. He makes more than Greer, Schwent, Nosik. Interesting. Jason wants to keep Vilmanis up. I'd like to see him for sure. Yeah, send Boquist, Studs, and Bornfoot. Yeah, Bornfoot's another one that for sure. Scientist says a trade might work Boquist for a $1 million or less player. It'd be hard to get value out of that, though, right? Because he can fit so many positions. It'd be tough to get value out of that. But, we're going to have to do something. We know that. Vincent says, you think Boquist clears? I think a trade is a safer bet. I mean, the 1.5 might throw some teams off at this time of the year, but I mean, I don't necessarily disagree that a trade is probably a safer bet. It's just if he clears, then you have him in your back pocket, you know what I mean, for later on, playoff depth. David says Tampa's a scuzzy team from an ugly place with a closeted dirty coach. But even the Bolts must be cap compliant and just can't pick up someone to hurt us. That's true. Vincent says Vilmanis is our present and future. The guy looks ready to go. He really does. Out of the three, I mean, Samoskevich looked like he was going to, be scoring some goals last year. That hasn't happened this year. But out of the three, I know it's only been a couple of games, but defensively, Vilmanis is ready to go for sure. Roman King says, if we look at all the injuries league-wide, how many have happened because of a penalty and how many were not called a penalty on the play? Hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that should have been a penalty, hitting Jones with the puck in his collarbone, right? No, it's an interesting point, though. That's good. Yeah, you wouldn't want Vilmanis to waste his development being a scratch. I can understand that. Hey, Goat says Chicken Chuck's going to come back along with Marchand. The Rat Boys will be juiced, and E-Rob will be happy to get a shot at the puck. Get to shoot the puck at Marshy instead of playing with himself like he's been lately. Jason says, tell me what value would you get in return for Bohlquist? I don't know. I don't know. It won't be more than a sack lunch. Maybe a prospect instead of looking for somebody at the NHL level. Like, I don't know. A disgruntled prospect from the Western Conference is probably what is, you know what I mean? But he works for us, you know what I mean? Real says value for Bohlquist, Brady Tkachuk. Collins says Harbaugh is getting 5 years, $100 million from the Giants. God dang. That's wild. Jason says if someone takes Bohlquist from us, then we clear more cap space and more room for Manis to grow. Right. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know how many picks you're going to get. What did we get for Sorda for 2, right? Now, Bohlquist still has the one more. Is he on the last year of his deal, or is it one more? I believe it was just a 2-year deal, right? Let me see. No, he's got this year and next year. So he's got term. That's right, because he had been signed, and then they signed him to the extension. Maybe convince Drew to take Bohlquist. I mean, it would solve. I hate to lose the depth, but it would solve cap problems, right? David says, I'll restate my unpopular opinion from last 2 seasons. We want physical games. We will from time to time get injuries, but it's our style of play. Just can't change it up. Tough, hard-hitting hockey is who we are. I think we had talked about Logan Stanley a couple of weeks ago. 6'7", 231. Jeez. I guess the only question with him would be where. And you'd be putting him on your bottom pair, right? What's his? He's got to be probably out of our price range. What's his contract now? 2.5. He'll be a UFA. I mean, he may be out of our price range for a bottom pair guy. And I say only bottom pair because, you know, our top 4 is pretty well set. Jason, it was 2 years. Somebody please take him. Trent, yeah, he'd be good, but I just don't know if we're going to be able to spend that much money on him as a bottom pair guy. Because you're not gonna move anybody out of the top 4 for him. I'd love to see the dude there, right? I mean, 6'7", I'd take that all day long for sure. I wonder if they're going to re-sign him. I wonder what that's going to look like. They took him in the he was 8th round. It's you know, he's their first round pick. Real says injuries might result from our style, but E2 blowing himself up with the grill was definitely punishment from a blood demon for 2 cups. It's fake news. Lechka says that's why I don't like a team like Montreal. Not enough FU, no grit. Rob McQueen's one of my favorite things about the Panthers. They play the best mental games against the teams, especially in the playoffs. They know how to get under your skin. That's for sure. Vincent says move Ekblad to Winnipeg solves all the problems. Oh. Jason says, I hate to rag on Bohlquist, but the ceiling isn't high and we need the space. Get someone like Mania or another prospect a chance to grow with Mackey. Yeah, I know you're trying to say Vilmanis. I mean, you guys know I'm not the biggest Bohlquist fan. If Vilmanis can continue to show that he can play that well defensively, I would be okay with that. Yeah, Manis Mania is a good nickname, though. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Leshka says we have so many guys that annoy the shit out of the opponent. It's fun. It's a fun situation to be in. We'll be okay when everybody comes back. We'll be good. Well, we'll have to see though, because we only had the few weeks. What do we got? Well, we got a month. We got a month left. Sandus Craze taking over. Praying Manus. Huh. Hopefully he sticks around. I don't want to give him any nicknames until we know he's sticking around. Right? Kid's young too, man. To be as ready as he looked to be the other couple of nights, yeah, I'm glad they called him up and gave him his opportunity. That's for sure. The kid obviously has worked hard and deserves it. Real says all the guys that annoy the shit out of the opponent are hurt. Is there anybody left? I mean, Bennett, but Bennett kind of needs his guys around him. You know what I mean? He needs Gadjevich on the ice. So if Bennett starts any shit, Gadjevich can finish it. Although we've seen Bennett fight. I don't want to fight Sam Bennett. That's for sure. His interviews are great and very humble. That's good news. David says when our forecheck is working, we're hitting, we're at our best. Nothing too fancy, just plain grind them down hockey, and it's beautiful. That's perfect. That's the perfect way to summarize things. Vincent says that's why he didn't give Mackey a nickname. Josh Adamus knew he won't stay long. We got to get him back to 25. Damn it. He'll be okay. All right, everybody. I got to roll. I promised Kyle get him to the gym, so I got to get out the door. I'll be live tonight on the men's channel, 6 o'clock. I left the link. I put a community post out. It's a different kind of a stream, so make sure you bring your popcorn and Kool-Aid if you're going to show up. Trying to get that channel moving again. I've been waiting to get motivated. Definitely motivated by some things now. So that's what we're going to do tonight over there at 6 o'clock. Probably be there for an hour and a half. And then tomorrow we got hockey again. I'm ready. Definitely ready for some freaking hockey. That's for damn sure. So, all right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for all the support. Those of you hanging out tonight, I will see you tonight at 6. And for the rest of you, I'll see you tomorrow at noon.